Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, what's up? My name is Mike and this is Inkdependence, and today I have a sweet unboxing for you. This is from Atlas Stationers, some stuff that I bought there, and you can too. Thank you very much to those of you who use my affiliate code and give me some space bucks so that I can get cool stuff to then use and show you and talk about. So use my code, which is right here, Inkdependence at checkout, or use that link in the description to get yourself a little discount and throw a little money my way. Opening this here with my my new Benchmade Auto Fact, which I got at Dromgool's Pens, another different pen store that also does some knives. All right, let's put that away. Get into this box. All right, in here, aside from my my very cool little packing slip, it says it's here. It has a smiley face, nice Atlas Stationers card. That's cool. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff in this box. I got some pens, I got some inks, I got a little bit of everything. So we're gonna try all this stuff out and see what we got going on. There's inks. Oh yeah, I forgot I got this too. Yeah, okay. Oh, and what's this? Oh, I remember what that is. All right, let's get in this box. All right, so I got this is something that I've had on my list for a little while, and just kind of went, well, I'm not going to buy this by itself because that's kind of silly because it's like $2 or something. This is a glue stick. This is actually $2.60 on the Atlas Stationers site. This is from Kokuyo. This is a glue stick, and this is something that I was talking about how I like glue sticks and like glue rollers and stuff like that, and somebody's like, well, you got to try this one from Kokuyo. How does this work? I bet it says how it works there in Japanese, but okay. Oh, does this come off? There are no action shots of this. All right, so I don't want to push that. It seems like that would be no good. Oh wait, here we go. This feels like it's kind of, maybe not. Maybe this unscrews. This is definitely turning. Whoa, something happened there. Okay, here we go. So the bottom comes off. Aha, okay. Look, sometimes it's hard for me to figure things out. There aren't any reference photos on their site. So this doesn't unscrew, it just pops off. All right, so I was trying to twist that and it really just pops off. And then you twist this out and you have a nice glue stick there. All right, cool. I'm going to try this out for some letters and stuff like that. I usually like a glue tape situation. Like this right here, this is Ad Tech Crafters tape, and this is what I use for making my own envelopes and that sort of thing. But somebody said, oh, you got to check out this glue stick from Kokuyo. So I'm gonna. That's interesting. So this is that's how you use it. You pull off the bottom, twist the top, twist this thing like deodorant or whatever. Let's see if we can stick something to it. Oh, I probably mushed it pretty good when I was messing around with it earlier. So we'll see how this sticks. I need something to stick to this. What am I going to stick to it? All right, I'm going to stick this whole piece of paper to it because, like, why not? Why not, right? All right, we'll sit that on there. I'm going to let it sit for a bit because sometimes you got to let that cure. So I'm going to just set this over to the side. And at the end of the video, I'm going to try to remember to take this apart and see how it goes. All right, so next up. All right, so this is something for my plotter. And this is something that might actually fix like one of the few problems that I kind of have with my plotter. And that is that it doesn't have any pockets in it at all. I'm going to set all this aside because I love keeping this bubble wrap and reusing it. So if you order stuff from my store, link right here, then I will probably give you something that is reused as far as packaging because that's how I roll. All right, so this right here is the A5 Fastener case, and this should kind of go in the back of things. I'm going to have to take this apart, I think, in order to put this in here. So I'm not going to do it right now, but I did want to check this out. So the way this works is, and I'm sure I'll look at this in a future video, maybe one of my second takes videos, like I have a little note there. So you put this sort of behind everything, and then it kind of just hangs out back here, and all your pages are on top of it. And so this gives you a place to put flat things specifically. This is a very nice pliable case, but it feels pretty sturdy. Like it doesn't have any real stretch to it. It's got a little bit because it's plastic, but not much. All right. Very cool. So this was a little bit on the pricey side, and so it's one of those things that I had kind of like hesitated to get it because it's like $15, which is, I mean, not a lot for plotter accessories, but for a little plastic zippery case, it seems like it's kind of a lot. So I just kind of wanted to, I was holding off, but then I was like, you know what, why not? So we're going to put this. Oh, interesting. The zippers, one is going on the top and the other one's on the bottom. Well, that's kind of interesting. All right, so at some point I'll take this apart and I'll put this this little zipper case in there, and then I should have an easy way to store some stuff. Like one of the things I like to have in here are Post-it notes. I like just like a thin set of Post-it notes, like I don't know, maybe like some of these or something like that, and throw these in there so that when I need to put a Post-it note on something, I can. And I just didn't have that in my plotter, and it was kind of a sticking point for me. So this ought to fix that problem with the old plotter. So there we go. We'll see how that works later on. Okay, let's do pens first, and then get into inks, because I have 4 inks here, and I want to swatch them and all that sort of jazz. So we'll do that here in just a little bit. Let me get into this here pen case. Not a pen case. I mean, just a roll of pens. All right, so Lamy has been busy beavers this year, and so there are 2 more limited editions. So I grabbed them both because I like the Lamy Safari a lot, and it's not a very expensive pen, so I can get my hands on these pretty darn easily. And I also got one of these new Sailor Tuzus, which I don't know how this thing works, but it seems like kind of the thing everybody's talking about because it's new and weird. So I got a gray one to try it out. I was going to get the green one that would kind of match this case, but those were sold out real quick, so I couldn't do that. All right, so here, that's a little Lamy instruction manual. Here we have one of the 2. This is the Cherry Blossom Lamy Safari with a nice sort of light pink body there. We got a little bit of like not sawdust. What do you call it? Not sawdust, just like paper fibers and that sort of thing from the case. It's not stained or damaged or anything like that. It's just a little bit of paper fibers. So we have this nice pink kind of carnation, not carnation, it's cherry blossom, obviously, cherry blossom pink. And then we have a red clip and a red finial and a red section. I like that quite a lot. And I went ahead and got them in medium because, like, why not? I like a Lamy medium. So yeah, there we go. There's the cherry blossom. There were 2 others earlier on. This is actually, I use these all the time. So some folks just get them to collect them, but I actually really like the All-Stars and Lamys and Lamy Safaris. So I use them a lot. So I've had these in use. These are the Aqua and Fiery here. And then these are the new ones for the Safari. So we have here Cherry Blossom, which is, I think, very pretty. That's a cute pen. I like it. And then the other one here, come out. This one is called Pina Colada. I don't really like pina coladas. I'm not somebody who likes coconut, and so pina coladas are kind of out of my wheelhouse as far as a drink. But as far as a color scheme, this is kind of great. I love this aqua blue and the yellow. I don't remember pina coladas being this color. I remember pina coladas being white, but like maybe this is the color of the little, I don't know, garnish or like a little umbrella you might put in there. I don't know. I don't really know what the connection is with pina coladas, if I'm 100% honest. It doesn't like scream pina colada at me, but it does scream like very tropical. And so I like this quite a lot. And these were $29.60 a piece. So not the cheapest thing on the old market, but not bad. Oh, did I get a fine? Oh, I got a fine on this one. I could have sworn I got mediums in both. Nope, that's what I ordered. I ordered a fine. That's cool. Fine is a perfectly good size as well. So yeah, there we go. So those are the 2 new ones, Cherry Blossom and Pina Colada. It is kind of interesting that they went with like flowers on this one and then a drink for this one. That's kind of strange, right? Because these are obviously a set. Fiery and Aqua, or Aquatic rather, were definitely a set, and they've definitely got the same kind of vibe going on, kind of opposites. And this one is Cherry Blossoms and Pina Colada. So I don't really get it necessarily, but I do like what they're doing here. They went with transparent sections on these, and they went with opaque sections on these. So that's kind of cool. I think it looks neat. I'm into it. I do like the black nibs a little bit better, but I think black nibs would have looked kind of weird on these. You know, a cherry blossom with a black nib, that seems like very too serious, too serious. All right, cool. All right, let's get into this Tuzu. So the thing about this is it's supposed to be adjustable here. I got a broad nib because I don't really know what this nib is like. I do know that sometimes Sailor nibs are like a size smaller than their usual Western counterparts, and so I went for broad. I like a broad one. Has a rotating nib feature. Adjust to your liking for writing comfort. So I think the nib needs to be able to rotate like independent of the section there to make it more comfortable. So here we have the instrucciones here. Fountain pen should be held at a correct angle, correct nib position. If you hold it sideways and weird, rotate the nib. Even if your usual grip puts the nib in the incorrect position, you can adjust the nib unit to suit your gripping habit. Turn nib at 10-degree pitches from standard position and adjust it. Natural fit clip, gently sloped sides for natural fit grip. So it does have that tripod grip. We do have a converter, 2 cartridges, and an instruction manual. All right, well, I got an instruction manual in here, so let's get in here then. Sometimes, like, you never know if there's going to be an instruction manual in a thing. So, okay, all right. These are starting to hit stores over the last week or so, but I have not had a chance to even see these yet. So, all right, interesting. Tuzu. And these are not terribly expensive. This was $44 for these, which is a little bit more than the Safaris, but for a sailor, not bad at all. Oh, attention. Use only for writing purposes. I mean, what else would I use it for? Am I right? Wash the nib unit thoroughly when changing to a different color ink. Fair enough. Ensure cartridge is straight when inserting. Yep. New pen feeder. New pen feeder. Heart hole. Ink converter that draws ink in easily. Converter easily draws in the ink when the nib is dipped up to the heart hole. Huh. Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at this sucker. Let's see what we can get here. So here's the cap. It is a plastic cap, and it looks like it's plastic all the way inside there. It does look like there is a bit of like a depth change there. So we have like a cap liner going on. We have a clip here that is definitely metal, and then it has a slightly like a rubbery kind of plastic, like a soft plastic. I don't know if it's really rubbery exactly. Kind of a soft plastic cover over that for the clip. Does it come off? No, it doesn't feel like it comes off. It's a nice looking clip, nice looking cap, pretty normal finial up there, nothing going on. I'm surprised they didn't put a Sailor logo on here. It says Sailor here, but it's sort of printed on the back of the cap. I do like minimal branding on a pen, so that's fine with me. All right, so this is a fairly thick section here, and it is a triangle grip. So if you don't like that tripod grip like you get on, on these, frankly, or the TUSB Eco T, I think this one is less drastic than the Lamy Safari. You can see how chill the angles are there. And then there's the Eco T. Let me find one. And the Eco T has an even less obvious one. It's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see right here. It's easiest to see if you wrap some washi tape around the grip, but this is one I just use all the time. So this is very slight. This is a little bit more of a tripod grip, and this one is pretty serious on these Safaris. So that will it will help you like sort of train where your fingers are supposed to be. But I mean, as long as you can write with your pen, I don't really think that sort of thing matters all that much. All right, so we take this apart. All right, I got a converter. It's a regular Sailor converter. These are not great converters, if I'm honest. It's kind of the thing Sailor is honestly worst at is converters. The body is very thick. Look how thick that plastic is there. Interesting. Okay. And then we have this. So in order to, I kind of wish there was a transparent cap, but there's not. All right, so let's rotate the nib. How do we do that? Rotating the nib, pull ring downwards, slide grip to adjust angle, return grip ring to original positions. Is it this? What are we pulling down? This right here. It says pull downwards, but then it shows unscrewing it. Yeah. You unscrew it instead of pulling it. Well, I guess unscrewing it does pull it downwards. Okay. So we don't have to go that far. So just unscrew a little bit, pull this downwards. How far do we have to pull it down? There we go. And then, yeah, so if you, this is interesting and corrective. Not really corrective, actually. It's more like it'll adjust to you. So the reason that people might be interested in this sort of thing is that when you write with a fountain pen, you really want to have the nib like this, right? So it's touching the paper. You got to have the tines on the paper. But some folks don't hold their pen really that way, and so you might be coming at it at some strange angle, or you might be a person who rotates like this so that your nib is not on the paper, and that can be troublesome. So I think the deal with this is that it's supposed to be the case that if you hold your pen at some odd angle like this, like if you're, interesting. So you can just rotate this around. So if you're not a tripod gripper, if you're maybe somebody who puts your finger all the way over the top, you can make that more comfortable for yourself. Oh, interesting. So, okay, let's put this barrel back on so I can show you. All right, so this is cool. I'm gonna have to ask my wife about this because she actually does hold her pen with the finger over the top. And so this gives you the flat area on the top. That's really interesting. So usually the tripod grip wants you to, put your fingers on either side of this little skinny bit, and then your your middle finger below, kind of supporting the pen, and you write like this. But if you have a grip like this, this might actually be kind of helpful, because then you can put your finger on top of this flat part and write away. Okay, well that's really interesting. It's got a big fat feed. It's got a very different nib than most Sailor nibs, even most Sailor like compass nibs. This looks more like a Lamy Safari nib. That's interesting. It's kind of one of the things that's distinctive about the Lamy Safari is how that nib works. It's got these little rails here on the side. Huh. I wonder if I can take this off like I would a Lamy Safari nib. Oh, let's give it a shot. This video might be a little bit long. We're trying out some stuff. All right, so the easiest way to remove the nib from things like the Safari, where they have these little rails on the side, is you take a piece of tape and you put it across the top here, and then you can use that to give you extra friction and grip. Pull. Oh, interesting. I pulled the whole feed out. All right, let's take a look at this. Don't do this to your pens. All right, so it doesn't look like the nib really wants to come off of there. It's probably not going to come off of there. This interesting thing. So here on the top, we've got like a little post. And I can't tell if that post is just keeping it straight or if it's kind of bent in a little bit. Let me see if I can. Don't mess with your own pens like this, but I'm not a professional, but I am willing to risk it. Yeah, this nib does not want to come off. Another thing about these feeds that you want to be careful of is there are some weak points. So be cautious about how you manhandle these. I'm not gonna try to get that nib off anymore. I don't think the nib wants to come off. It is interesting you can take the feed out though. So if you use shimmer inks or something like that in there and you really need to deep clean it, it looks like you can pull this out. Let's see if it has any kind of a yeah, it's got to be keyed. All right, so interesting. I don't really see a key area, but there definitely has to be one. Yeah, so when I hold this, when you twist this a little bit, you can kind of feel there's an area where it's going to go thunk and it's going to like flop in there. And that's because that's got to be keyed. All right, well, that was really easy to put it back in. There's not really any resistance there. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so that's what the Tuzu looks like. It's a pretty thick pen. It's not super long. It's a little bit shorter than the Lamy. Well, a little bit shorter, just a smidge shorter than the All-Star and Safari pens, but just a little bit, like, I don't know, a millimeter or something. Not very much. It's a little bit, it feels fatter at the grip section. Like it's thicker in the middle and thinner at the ends, which is an interesting way to do it. The cap does just snap on and snap off. Pretty satisfying little click there. It's not an amazing click, but it's pretty good. Doesn't feel like it's ever gonna like come off accidentally, so I like that. And yeah, I think this will be nice to write with. We'll just have to see how the nib works. That's gonna be the decider. But interesting that the nib doesn't really want to come out, but the whole feed does. There's a couple of Sailor cartridges in here in case you're a cartridge person. That's cool. The Sailor cartridges are quite good. Their ink is always nice. No problems there, but I do like that it comes with an installed, I'll just put this together later, an installed converter so that you can, just get to your bottled ink right away. All right, so that's the Tuzu, and that's the Pina Colada and the Cherry Blossom. These are really nice. I kind of like this muted color palette. I like the tropical theme with these. I like this one a lot, although I think the green one is probably the most attractive, but that was, like I said, sold out. Everybody else thought it was most attractive too. So the gray one I think is quite nice. It also comes in red and I don't know, black and a few other colors I think, but yeah, gray is pretty nice. Okay, so I got 4 inks. I held myself back. I have more inks on my wish list. Maybe I'll do some later, but sometimes you just got to parse this stuff out and get, just a few at a time. Hold yourself back, enjoy the stuff that you have. That's some advice that I almost follow. All right, these 3 are from Lennon Tool Bar. I love Lennon Tool Bar inks. Everybody that's come to this channel probably knows that. This is from the Taiwan Tea series. This is Sun Moon Lake Black Tea. And then these 2 are Sesame Oil and Ixora. Let me look at the name. Ixora. Yeah, Ixora. Interesting. So these are, I want to say, some of the limited edition inks. Oddly, it doesn't say, but I do think that these are kind of limited. to some amount. And then I think Ixora is also a limited of some kind, but the Atlas site doesn't actually tell you. So these two are $22 a piece, and then this one right here is these are 20 a piece. And this one's 22 at Atlas. I have seen this much more expensive at other places. So I was like, well, I'm going to get this for 22 while it's at Atlas because that sounds good. And then this one is a Wearingeul, which is Arthur Conan Doyle, Hound of the Baskervilles. And this just kind of looked too cool not to get, I think. I actually, now that I think about it, I almost did skip this one. But some folks on my one of my live streams were like, no, you don't have anything that color. This seems like something you should totally get. And it does look like it has interesting color and sheen. So, hey, you know what? When the live stream demands it, that's what happens, mostly. All right, let's do some swatches here. I love the bottle that these come in. These tea inks are really cool. I have Dong Ding Oolong, which I keep in a pen pretty much all the time. And then this one is Sun Moon Lake, which is a black tea, apparently. So let's get in here. Oh, that's pretty. It's a really pretty rusty kind of red color. I think that's really nice. All right, that's cool. Sun Moon Lake. Let's see what it looks like when it dries. Sometimes these dry a slightly different color. But what else do we have in here? Sun Moon Lake black tea. Bunch of stuff in Japanese. Sun Moon Lake is not just a famous attraction in Taiwan, it's also a black tea producing area. In other areas, the more common tea varieties might be oolong or light oolong, but black tea production has always been the priority for the local tea planters. The quality of the ruby black tea is so high it was even included as a tribute for the Emperor of Japan. As you look into the orange-red tea in the cup, you will instantly smell the fruity, honey flavor with a touch of mint in it. The Sun Moon Lake ruby black tea is no doubt the black tea variety with the highest quality in Taiwan. All right, well, this is the highest quality tea, so I like that. And it is a really cool looking ink. I think that looks neat. Cool. Let's do the other two here. Oh, need my knife again. Let's see, can I get this right? Oh, maybe I just open the bottom. I'm just going to open the bottom. Then we can skip trying to cut through that label and missing. Sometimes you need a little letter opener to put under here and then pop that tab out so you don't have to rip your box apart to get into your ink. That is a trick that I have found. Take that home and use it. All right, so this one is Ixora. Bam. We can find out what an Ixora is. Lennon Tool Bar is found in Taiwan. Cool. All right, so this is 2024 spring. I knew this is a limited edition one. In the blooming season, one often sees groups of children gathered around Ixora bushes, plucking the slender flowers to suck the nectar. Like bees, they flit from bush to bush, reluctantly returning home at last. Sounds like a honeysuckle. I used to do that with honeysuckles when I was a kid. You'd take you pull the stamen out of the flower and it has like a little tiny drop of nectar on it. And you just, I don't know, put that on your tongue and it tastes nice. But they're not red. Those are like white, maybe yellow. Oh, that is a rich color. Ooh, that is a rich red. I don't remember if it looked that rich in the photos, but look at that. That's gorgeous. Really nice. Wait, is that what it said? Now I'm like second guessing myself. Uh-oh. Yep, 2024 spring, good. And then this one just looked like really interesting and it kept selling out. So I decided that I needed to get this. Plus I kind of love sesame oil as just something to cook with. It makes your stuff taste really good. You may not be able to imagine how fragrant the sesame oil can be when it's freshly extracted from raw sesame. When you pour sesame oil into the pan on high heat, it gives out a strong flavor. Why not stir in some ginger and chicken and make yourself a pot of sesame oil chicken, the most popular dish in winter? Yeah, I mean, I bet it's popular. It sounds delicious. I don't know what this says, but presumably the same kind of thing. All right, sesame oil. All right, so this is one that I actually had on a notify me list when it came back in stock. So that kind of spurred this little haul because I really wanted to try out sesame oil. Looks like it's gonna be kind of a pale brown. We'll have to see how this looks in a pen. I don't think I'm gonna put that in here because it might be too light and I don't know really how this broad nib is, but that looks interesting. This is actually getting a little bit like a little bit paler as it ages and dries there. And then this one, wow, that's a really interesting tea stain. So it went down quite, I don't know, corally perhaps, and it's drying to more of a tea color. It's definitely still got a little bit of red in it, but it's drying tanner than I thought it was going to. Neat. All right, and then this one is Wearingeul, Hound of the Baskervilles. This will be a sheener, so this will be pretty interesting. This gives you the RGB and Pantone colors there. So there you go, Hound of the Baskervilles. This is a Sherlock Holmes story that I remember reading as a youth. All right, so these are drying here. This paper, by the way, is one of the Well-Appointed Desk's oversized coloring pads. So this is the same kind of paper that is in the Colodex and other coloring products. So I like to use it for ink swatches. It has been very reliable. It's good at showing things like shading and sheen and all that jazz. Very nice paper. Just kind of set this over here and let it dry, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I think we have finished drying here, and these colors came out really nicely. Hound of the Baskervilles, I thought was going to be way darker, and then you see these little, very sort of pinkish shady bits over here. That's very nice. A nice green sheen here at the edge. I might put that in the Tuzu to begin with, although I'm really tempted to do this Lennon Tool Bar Ixora as well. These two, I think, might be a little bit light. Sometimes Sailor nibs are not putting down a huge amount of ink. I don't know what this pen's going to be like. So, I don't know. We'll have to figure out what to put in there. But yeah, it looks nice. You know what? I'm actually going to put an ink in here that I know about. So I'm going to save that for a future review when I talk about this pen. So stay tuned, and we'll do a review of this thing in the coming days. So thanks for hanging out with me today. This has been a pretty long video, and it's time to get going. You can find all this stuff at Atlas Stationers, just like I did. Thank you very much for those of you who use that affiliate code. Get yourself a discount by using that affiliate code inkdependence at checkout, and also throws a little bit of cash my way so I can wait and just stock it up and use it for these kind of products. So there you go. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite glue stick is, or what do you think about this Tuzu thing? Is this like just a gimmick, or is it kind of a really fun gimmick? I don't know. And I will see y'all in another video soon. Until then, peace out. Stuff. Oh, I gotta see how this stuck. Okay, how'd it stick? Oh, it stuck really well, actually. All right, this is pretty permanent. In fact, I can tear this off, and I'm going to be destroying the paper when I do. Yeah, no, that's a good glue stick. Wow, okay. Well, this might be really cool. Sometimes you don't want to use the tape thing. So yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's stuck. I tore the paper off. This one came off. It's, just added some paper there. Neat. So yeah, check out the Kokuyo Gloo Stick.